patriot redneck. Point is, we're fighting hard. I'm going to skip this network break here, speaking of that, because I want to air this special report. We got 3 of these today that Joe Biggs, Leanne McAdoo, and John Bound have filed. This one's by John Bound, and it's titled, ladies and gentlemen, ISIS is Here. And it was on the nightly news last night. We're going to play it and premiere it here for the radio audience today. Then I'm going to have that video posted to the front page of Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. So many times, we've got everybody else's videos posted on Infowars, because there's a lot of great videos out there, but not our hard-hitting reports. We need to, I guess, have an RSS feed or something with all our videos in it, and then tweet it out to people. Get it out to folks. You're the real power of this transmission. Remember 5 years ago when somebody in L.A. put out the Obama Joker image? And they called for their arrest in the L.A. newspapers and TV, saying, you know, he's our God, you don't do that, it's racist. And I said, that's not American, that's mind control, we're going to do it. And so we called for a $5,000 contest of whoever could put up, you know, the most in their town, videotape it and put a YouTube out in legal and lawful areas. And from Florida to Wisconsin, from New York to Texas, they called for the arrest on TV that someone had put down the God Obama. So folks responded by putting even more out, and they backed off and said, okay, it's free speech. We're not going to arrest who did it. See, you got to call the political correct authoritarians that are trying to shut you up with their bullying. You know how to meet a bully. And we're going to do another contest, I think, exposing the fact that the government's behind Ebola, open the borders up. I think we're going to do an Obolo, or Obama connected to Ebola contest. This will be a quick turnaround, $10,000 deal. I'm gonna write it up today, launch it tomorrow, and you'll have like 10, 15 days to turn it around, and then put your YouTube video up, and then we'll give it a week to judge it. But I think we need to really hit them hard. Send us your ideas as show tips at Infowars.com. What are your ideas of a contest to really show the power of the people? A V for Vendetta, putting the V's up. You know, something similar to that. We've had a lot of really powerful contests that have shown the power of you. You have the power. You are the resistance. You are the ones taking action. You are the ones that when you exercise your power can't be stopped. This is what it's all about. What are your ideas? What should we do? Does it mean this one contest will bring them down? No. But the act of resistance, spreading and realizing we have the power will. Here's John Bound's report. ISIS is here because we've got the White House coming out today saying there's no Al-Qaeda, there's no ISIS, but we got to take all your rights because Al-Qaeda is such an imminent threat. Meanwhile, Turkey's been caught openly aiding Al-Qaeda, known as IS or ISIS or Khorasan or whatever the name is to confuse us, attacking the Kurds. And the Kurds are responding by now starting to burn stuff down inside Turkey, the ethnic Kurds. So let's go ahead and go to this report. Ladies and gentlemen, that John Bound filed on ISIS is here in America. Homeland Security saying that they believe there is an imminent threat being planned and that an attack will take place. They said that last Friday and again on Sunday in and around El Paso, Fort Bliss, Joint Task Force 6 area. I want to be clear. I'm the guy that exposes false flag. I'm the guy that officially began questioning 9/11 on the day of the event. I see comments on InfoWars saying, you know, Alex, why are you saying there could be a real ISIS threat? Why are, you know, it's going to be a hoax, going to be a false flag? It is a false flag because ISIS has been empowered and funded by NATO and Homeland Security, and they'll use an attack to take our liberties. It does not mean there aren't jihadi nutballs that are coming to attack us. See, the media always spins it that a false flag means it's totally staged by the government. No. Elements of the government can fund terrorists and then let them attack.
Has Rand Paul ever been to Syria? Has he ever met with ISIS? Has he ever met with any of these people? No. We're going to have a fight because it's patently false. This is the same Rand Paul that said we didn't want to have anything to do with anything to do in the Middle East, by the way. I don't want to get in a fight with him at all. Yeah. But it's not true. I know these people. I'm in contact with them all the time.
All right, let me ask you this.
And he is not.
Senator,
and he is not.
I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago. And we did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia, and we went to work. And it was President Reagan in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen, and let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam so that we can go beat the Soviet Union.
That's what most false flags are, is opening the door, letting it happen. Look at how the British government was in the news 2 days ago. He's going to, quote, retrain the jihadis coming back from Syria because huge amounts of them, tens of thousands, have come out of England. They're allowed to fly in and out. They're allowed to have Twitter and Facebook accounts. They are being protected. They're being protected here. It's in the news today in my stack that radical Islamist terrorists are using the open borders and the open visa program.
Prior to last night, it was running about 73% of the people apprehended in the Rio Grande Valley are OTMs, other than Mexican. A lot of Central Americans, but really from all over the world. And we were informed last night that number has escalated to 80%. So, and this is a fact. So most of the people that we encounter here, a larger percentage of them are people from other countries other than Mexico.
And we're not told about the special interest aliens. We have had Somalians here once they got on that special alien list. They won't tell us that anymore, but there have been Somalians, India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Chinese, you name it, we've had it here. We've also found evidence that people from these special interest countries, in particular Pakistan and Afghanistan, Iran, are coming through our property. During one of our Texas Border Volunteer operations last year, we had a group of 10. We spotted, we followed them, informed the Border Patrol where they were going to come out on the highway. Border Patrol were not able to respond fast enough. They climbed the fence and loaded up and left, and were not caught. But as one of them was climbing over the fence, he dropped a package. And that package was an Urdu dictionary. Urdu is a language spoken in Pakistan and Afghanistan. And in that translation book, Urdu and English, there were a lot of phrases circled and outlined. Do you speak Spanish? Do you speak English? So it's easier for them to slip through this private property. And that's just one example. And more recently, within the past 2 weeks, some Iranian money was found in a bailout vehicle. So we know they're coming in here. Besides that Iranian money being found in a bailout vehicle up here, 4 Syrians, which is not, public news yet, but 4 Syrians were apprehended on the Rio Grande River a couple days ago.
So Al-Qaeda put out an online magazine that states that they want to hit the Air Force Academy. They want to hit a military academy in Georgia. They want to hit Las Vegas. And once again, New York is another target as well, Times Squares. So these are very trying times.
And they now have 12 passenger jets in working order and have been photographed celebrating with them, basically saying they're going to kill us with them.
إن الخلافة الإسلامية قامت وبإذن الله لن تتوقف يا جبناء إن كنتم رجال فنحن على الأرض فلا تأتون بالطائرات من دون طيار فأتوا بجنودكم الذين مرغنا أنوفهم في العراق وبإذن الله سوف نمرق أنوفهم بكل مكان وإن شاء الله بالبيت الأبيض سوف نرفع على راية لا إله إلا الله.
We found backpacks with Korans. Another fellow found a backpack with a prayer rug in it. You find hypodermic needles, you find pregnancy tests, you find everything in the world in this trash. Another friend had 10 Chinese in his yard. There's Arabs coming. The Border Patrol said at one point 3 out of 10 that they apprehended was OTMs other than Mexicans. There's all kinds of people. This is a national security issue.
Everything that you're getting on the media is a lie. We live this every day, 24 hours. And it is not secure. When we got the wall built on our ranch, it is known as a force multiplier. And immediately they deployed agents that used to patrol the border before the 10, 12, 14-foot wall. You have 18-foot wall on this side. They took agents off the border because it's a force multiplier.
ISIS cells that were active in the Juarez area, which is northern part of Chihuahua State, and that they were moving around over there, that they had just that there was some activity, and for the sheriffs along the border to be on the alert, for all law enforcement to be on the alert, and to be on the lookout for these people maybe trying to come across. If they show their ugly head in our area, we'll send them to hell. And I think the United States need to get busy. And they need to bomb them. They need to take them out. I would like for them to hit them so hard and so often that every time they hear a propeller on a plane or a jet aircraft engine that they urinate down both legs.
Now, the reason they picked Juarez could be a strategic move. This is just right across the border. Juarez is no more than a few miles to my left. Now we also have, many other buildings in this area that we've talked about. We have the military base. FBI has an office.
Do you have any information or any evidence that they're actually coming in the southern border now?
Yes. I
Tell me
have
what
information
you know.
that I know that at least 10 ISIS fighters have been caught coming across the Mexican border in Texas. There's nobody
How do you
talking
know
about
that?
it. Because I've asked the Border Patrol, Greta.
And the Border Patrol, they just let ISIS members come across the border?
No, they caught them at the border. Therefore, we know that ISIS is coming across the border.
2 Central Texas men arrested on terror-related charges will both have a detention hearing tomorrow afternoon in federal court.
Rahatul Khan and Michael Wolf, both 23, were arrested separately this week. They're both accused of providing support to terrorists.
Is there synergy? Is there interaction? Is there a connection between the Mexican cartels and groups like ISIS?
My opinion is, yes, there seems to be at least talking to each other. How much, I don't know. But drug cartels use the same operational plan as terrorist groups do.
People from terrorist countries, countries that are deemed special interest countries, pouring in here undetected. It's time to step up and shut the border down. We can shut the border down in Afghanistan or Iraq. That's a big priority. Our biggest priority needs to be shut down this southwestern border. Any way you slice it, they're leaving the borders wide open. They are funding ISIS worldwide. They are letting them come into the United States so that when they attack, Obama can pose as a savior and take more liberties when they've opened us up. Remember, Homeland Security is now pointed at gun owners, returning veterans, libertarians, conservatives. It's very simple what's happening. Just like they're letting the Ebola come in, just like they're bringing the Ebola into the country. This is their plan. And we have to ask ourselves, why are they doing it? The only way we can help stop this from happening is by pointing out that when it does happen, the central government and the Democratic Party specifically are to blame, and they might actually do something about it. But remember, you're losing your freedoms because of al-Qaeda threats or ISIS threats while our government openly funds it. That's not our government. It's an illegitimate criminal group. That's why nothing makes sense. When you realize they want to bring the country down, then it all makes total sense. Stay with us. Second hour. Doug Casey coming up. I'm Alex Jones. Infowars.com.
Visit GCNlive.com today.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there's a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, InfoWars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more Homeland Security while sticking their hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch the assault Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.